You're very welcome back. You're watching the Daily Rundown. Now, I've been joined by Chris Tavener. Hello, Chris.
Hello.
And his guitar, I should point out as well. You brought that in as well. Chris, you've been on the show a few times, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I've actually been on 3 or 4 times now. Actually, kind of feels like my living room. This.
Yeah, you're a veteran of the show now, or a regular.
Pretty much.
What have you been up to since your last visit?
Since my last visit, well, I've been gigging more or less every night of the week, which I usually do 3 or 4 times in Manchester.
Every night almost.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? That, like, I mean, that's making a full living out of you know, doing what you love, isn't it? I mean,
absolutely, yeah. I do it full
fortunate.
time, so yeah, it's pretty busy and kind of difficult being self-employed, but yeah, I love it. It's great.
You have to be your own manager.
Yeah. I'm
you
the
have to be
own manager and booking
disciplined.
Yeah.
You have to be kind of, I guess you're dealing with the complaints and all that as well.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I'm sure there are none. I'm sure there's
somewhere.
no complaints. No, what it's like though, we're gigging in Manchester and we have musicians on the show. I mean, it seems to be such a nice city to, obviously we're all probably a little bit biased if we are settled here, but it's a nice city to be in as a musician, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I've done a lot of touring in multiple different cities in the UK, and I still think Manchester's right up there.
Is it one of the best?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just got a great musical community. Not only has it got loads of great venues, but it's just got the people here, the musicians here are just really, really good.
And is it supported among artists, among musicians and that? Are you supportive of each other?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I think everyone's always looking to help each other out, and a lot of musicians make the transition into promoters as well, so it's just quite a... and everyone understands each other really well, so...
Yeah.
I think that's a great quality that not every city has got, definitely. And it's really good for acoustic music. I can't really speak for the band scene much. I used to be in a band, but not for years now, so I can only really speak for the acoustic stuff. But from that perspective, it's really, really good. Yeah.
Why do you think that is, though? Do you think is it a northern sort of thing, or is it because the history, you know, obviously the music that has come out of Manchester historically has been pretty good. Do you think that just that pride kind of continues, or what's the kind of magic?
I don't know, yeah, I think it must be a little bit of that. Certainly it's got really rich heritage of good music, so that's definitely a plus. But I don't know, I've seen people from all over just gather here in Manchester. So,
yeah, we had a guy who's come from Washington yesterday, and he settled here just because of the music and that kind of thing. Anyway, that's another show. We could probably have another show out of that, the whole thing. Yeah. So you've been busy, you've been gigging. Tell us about your EP. I'm sorry, but I'm not drunk.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I am drunk.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I am drunk.
Yeah, so I kind of
that's the Irish in me being used to kind of explaining myself away. Sorry, I'm not drunk. People assuming.
I see, yeah.
And I'm not drunk now. I should go on.
To clarify. Yeah, I am. No, so I do like satirical comedy kind of folk, basically, and my latest EP was called "I'm Sorry, But I'm Drunk," based off. It's kind of named after the song I'm going to do for you a bit later on. Which is about drunken romance, basically. Oh. In nightclubs.
Yeah. All good romances.
Yeah, awkward romances, basically.
Begin drunken.
And falling over the place, and how unromantic it often is when you look back the next day. Really.
That should mean the next day. Goodness. So how's the EP going anyway? So that's finished. That's out, is it?
It's out. Yeah. So I released a couple of singles off it, and this one's going to be the next one. And the EP's been doing really well. Yeah, I've sold quite a lot of copies now, really. So
what's it like starting to like sort of lay down tracks like that for yourself? I mean, is it a completely different experience? Like you say, you're gigging most of the week. You're very experienced, obviously, with live performing that. How different is it when you kind of want to go into a studio and get some tracks down? Is it a totally different headspace, or? Yeah,
very different headspace. I actually prefer performing live.
Right.
Personally.
Yeah.
The studio is just a matter of getting the songs that I do live onto a disc so that I can then have a copy of it and then just make sure that the people can get it around. If I could cut that bit out of it, then that would be fine by me. Kind of
really? Do you find it quite difficult then?
Yeah, I mean, like, I like hearing the fully produced band sound, but generally speaking, I fall to pieces of it when it goes into the studio. So I would like to take as much time as I possibly could, but with these kind of studio arrangements, it's always down to budget and time, and it's usually quite strained. So I prepare everything to the letter before I go in, and then just record it and get it done, really.
So it's a bit of pressure on yourself then, is it? Do you think that if you were as part of an outfit, because obviously you're a solo performer, aren't you? Do you think that would take the pressure off a little bit? Is this one of the pitfalls of being out on your own out there? Like,
I think it definitely is, yeah. Because you've kind of got to make all the decisions yourself. If you want to make a full band studio EP, you've kind of got to decide every last detail yourself, and there's quite a lot of pressure in that, whereas a band can just walk into the studio, play it live, and then it's on the record, then it's finished, whereas I might have to spend a day doing multiple different instruments, deciding what kind of mix I want.
And I'd say even just the kind of sounding off, I just kind of, that was a really long day, or that was really hard, just to be able to kind of, we could just go and like speak to someone who's had that shared experience with you would be nice, would it, like kind of make it a bit easier. Obviously the other side of that though is you don't have to answer to anybody, do you? You don't have to have anyone critiquing you, it's your song, it's your work. I mean, I guess that's a massive plus.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely kind of a double-edged sword, really. You've got and positives and negatives either side, really. So I'd say what you're saying about the band there, it's great about tours and that kind of thing. So like I went on a national tour earlier this year, but I've no one to share those kind of tour experiences with apart from the people I met on the road, kind of thing. Whereas if I've been in a band, I could be, you know, reminiscing and that kind of thing about
partying
it,
afterwards, celebrating. I mean, I'm sure you do all that anyway, though. I mean,
sure, with people I randomly meet. But yeah, I mean, I've had some good experiences, like in London, where people would just kind of after a gig, they say buy you a drink or two, and then that turns into 3 or 4 or whatever, and then you jump along with a random group of people. So that's really nice. But after that, you kind of think, oh well, that was a nice experience, but no one to reflect on it with.
Yeah. No,
unless you keep in touch, I guess. But
it's ups and downs.
Maybe that's my downfall, not keeping in touch with people.
I would say being in charge, though, is kind of the bottom line for you. Would it not be like just being having complete creative control over everything? I mean, that's probably the bottom line for you, I would say. Is it, as a solo artist?
I'd say so. Yeah. I really like the creative control.
No fisticuffs. No little arguments.
Unless it's with hecklers or something.
Well, we've got those. Well, we're coming quite close to your performance, which we're really looking forward to. But tell us, what shows do you have coming up? Where can people catch you over the next while?
So I'm doing Edinburgh Fringe for about a week.
Fantastic.
From Saturday, yeah. So I go up there every year because it's really good for comedy and music. So when I'm doing comedy and music, it's really, really good, the combination. So I do a few gigs up there every year, but I'm looking to try and take a show up at some point. And then I'm just doing my usual Manchester gigs, really. So, and then I think I'm going to plan another tour as well, a national tour. So
you're up. So this Saturday you're heading up to Edinburgh, is it?
Yeah.
Fabulous. So best of luck with that.
Thank you.
I guess if people want to get any information, they can go. Do you have a website? Are you on your Twitter and that? Yeah,
I am. Yeah. So it's Chris Tavener with 1 R. So it's Tavener. That misspelling comes up all the time. Yeah. So that's on Twitter and Facebook, and I've got an official website and all that kind of stuff. So you're easy to find. Perfect. Yeah. Right, so you're going to perform Modern Love for us, is that right? Yeah, Modern Romance is the single, yeah. Modern Romance, perfect. Chris, thanks so much for coming in today. That's all right, very best of luck with everything. And you're going to take us into the break with Modern Romance. Thank you. Great. Chris Tavener. I met her in a club in town. The feeling was instant, the world felt so distant, even though we were squashed in the crowd. Things happened very rapidly. Her head hit my shoulder and I pushed her over, but she got both her arms around me. I pulled her hair and she detangled mine. We kissed and she bit on my tongue. Now she started grasping, she's tearing and clasping. Oh, I can just feel this is love. 'Cause she's so drunk now, and I'm so drunk now. Oh, she's violently keen to have me. She's so drunk now, and I'm so drunk now. We're in love 'cause we're both delving in this modern romance. It wasn't just by chance we met. It couldn't be random. We staggered in tandem and we both smelled of vodka and sweat. She stood up like a duck on ice. She mumbled some nonsense to do with her conscience as she took me away from the lights. I asked her name, but she struggled to hear, so I moved in a gyrating dance. Now we're in a taxi, I'm starting to fancy my chances at modern romance. 'Cause she's so drunk now, and I'm so drunk now. Oh, she's violently keen to have me. She's so drunk now, and I'm so drunk now. We're in love 'cause we're both delving in. I'm feeling sick. She's so drunk now, and I'm so drunk now. But it seems like she only wants me. She's so drunk now, and I'm so drunk now. We're in love 'cause we're both delving in this modern romance. This modern romance.